All right, Sean Zittel here, joined with the undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, fighting for the unified welterweight titles, Atlantic City, April 12th on DAZN against Boots Ennis, Eimantas Stanionis. Eimantas, what's going on, man? I'll get us started. You called out Jaron Ennis for a while now, and he's looked at as maybe the most dangerous welterweight in the division. Why go after him and not say, oh, let me try to make a fight with Barrios. We're both with PBC. Let's do that fight. Why'd you want this fight with Jaron Ennis?
Because it's number one against number two, and it's like I'm in this sport because of the competition, That's most important thing. I like competition since since I was a kid, I wanted to be the best. I want to prove everyone wrong, Even when I started from mixed martial arts, then I went into boxing. It was hard. I got beat up, in the first sparring from MMA to boxing. So I wanted to be better than others, and in some 3 months, I was beating them guys, So that's what I like. Even sprinting, even running, even playing something. So I like to win, and I like the competition.
So, would you say about yourself, it's fair to say you're a true fighter, a true competitor, or in America, you're a real one, as they would say. But
Yeah, since I was a kid, I was watching like old school boxing, all the back in like 80s, 90s. So I like these fighters because they fought, each other. Even if they lose, they come back and get a bigger fight. So it doesn't matter until you give your all your heart, and you give all your will in the ring and put a good performance, fans will love you. So that's, I think, the most important thing. And of course, everybody wants to win, but nothing is guaranteed in the sport. So we have to do like our best, train hard, and just go there.
you had your comeback fight against Gabriel Maestre. That's your only fight since winning the title against Butayev in 2022. Did rust affect you at all in that fight, and how does it not affect you in this fight?
Yeah, before the fight, I was, thinking the rest will not affect me. I was training, all the time. I'm really disciplined athlete, always training it because I went through this chaos, with Virgil one time, second time, third time. Then my management couldn't fight me a fight, and it was like frustrating, honestly. I was thinking when I will fight, it was like 2 years, So yeah, I wasn't thinking it's going to affect, but yeah, it affected, some timing, rust. Yeah, a little bit. And it's Maestro is not also like a bum, He had like 300, I don't know, plus fights amateur. So he had experience, and for him this fight was, it's all in, like no other chance. He wanted to win. I know, for this country, and everything, but yeah, I got a win. I was happy after 2 years. I don't know. First time I went to the ring, like smiling, I was like, it's a dream or reality, So it's crazy how it sounds, of course. Yeah, it was like a hard 2 years because I wanted to fight, I'm not that athlete where you are winning and oh, I want to take like only big fights and wait like 1 year and fight once. No, I want to be like back in the days, 3, 4 times. If you are healthy, of course, injuries, it's nobody's protected from that. But yeah, it was a little bit rust, but we got over this, and now it's not 2 years, 1 year. So hopefully everything will be okay. It's a lot of fans from Lithuania are coming, so I'm very, very happy because we have a lot of Lithuanians living in Chicago, and also a lot of Lithuanians coming from Lithuania, because like to New York is like 7 hour flight, I guess 7:30, so it's not like long, like I'm going to LA. LA is like 12 hours. So
Well, this would be the biggest victory a Lithuanian boxer has ever accomplished in the sport. Do you think about that, and do you think of just making your country proud in general?
I already made history because we didn't have like world champion, from
Mhm.
Lithuania. So yeah, but of course this is a very big thing, and all eyes on me. Everybody in Lithuania will wake up around 4 or 5 a.m. to watch my fight. So it's, yeah, it's always like a pressure, but I like that pressure, because everybody's supporting me, and I want to give like, let's say when I won title, I wanted like to have my friends to fight at similar, let's say 4 a.m., 5 a.m. to wake up and watch. It's good. It's nice, everybody comes together. and they watch and enjoy the time. So yeah, it's going to be cool. Can't wait for that.
No, that's awesome stuff, man. And well, even just that part of the world, that part of Europe, not just, Lithuania, but Russia and Ukraine and all a lot of those surrounding countries, you guys are winning world titles and doing so much in boxing. Is there a brotherhood there, or is it like not really? I'm from Lithuania, they're from Ukraine, or are all you guys, is there a little bit of a brotherhood there?
I don't know, with Ukrainians, yeah, we have, we had like camps with the England fighters, Ukrainians, so yeah, it's like, we grow up a little bit different. I think it's more like rough, so and also when we come to US, we always like B side, and we don't have any choices, for our fighters. Like in my career, I never had like options, when I know they are doing like they bring three, four fighters and you can choose with your team which one you want to go. I never had this in my career. They say you'll fight this guy and I'm okay, let's go. So and I don't want to choose, it's like who's available and let's go and fight, find out who's the best. That's it.
Do you think that puts a little something extra motivation in you guys? Not like you guys respect America and the American fighters, but like you said, you have to be the B side. You can't take easy fights. Like, so does that add a little extra something when you're the underdog fighting in America?
Yeah, for sure. It's extra motivation, that's for sure, because everybody's doubting you. And the other thing is like we're not so known, in US because like other fighters think if you are not known, so then you are not good. So I'm always laughing at that, So it's honestly extra motivation. And for this fight, Unification, Ring Magazine, it's a lot, and fighting Boots in US, he's the best guy. Honestly, it's like I'm not like a stupid guy. No, I know he's like a good fighter, good athlete. He has good skills, but we all have two legs and two hands.
Is there anything that got a little Americanized about you since being out in Los Angeles? Maybe the clothes or the shoe? Like
Oh,
it's yeah, yeah.
yeah. When I come to America, in our where I live, like Lithuania, also I think Europe, it's like everybody. When you walk in the street, you have to put nice clothes, like look good, because somebody will tell you something. But in LA, so many people they choose whatever they want. You're like more free. So yeah, now I'm like I do whatever I want. I don't care about other opinions. When I was like before, when I came, it was like, yeah, I care what people think about me, how I look, how I act. Now I don't care. I just live my life and very happy. And LA is my second home. I came here in 2017, started my professional career. Then I went to Texas, and yeah, US is like mecca of boxing since I was kid. I was dreaming, to be to be to be fighting in US because it's mecca of boxing is the biggest. You can't get bigger than America.
It looks like you took a liking to some Michael Jordan shoes. I see you wearing your Jordans a lot since you came to Los Angeles. Is that right?
Uh, it was. Now it's New Balance. I like New
Okay.
Balance.
But on to the serious stuff with Boots. You just mentioned it a minute ago. Like you're not downplaying him. You know he's this great talent. What do you think of him as a package, the overall talent?
He's like talented. I don't know. You can find that kind of talent in like 20 years, It's like every 20 years he can switch, he can bang, he can box, everything, He has all the skills. No doubt about it. But like I said, nobody is unbeatable.
If he is the more talented fighter, and I know talent doesn't always win fights,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but if yeah, how do you offset that? What do you have to counter that?
Everything little bit extra, the will, the hunger, the motivation. It's when I go in the ring, it's 47 minutes, I know, and it's done. So you have to give all your heart, and that's what I'm here for, Eh, we're not going to box, I guess. I'm going to fight, so it's going to be fight. I'm going all in. It's my biggest fight. It's most important fight. It's not for anybody else. This fight, like before, I was thinking, oh, this is for my country, this is for my coach, or this. This is for me. I want to see what level I am, what I can do. I believe in myself, and I don't care what others say.
Is this fight in some ways about fundamentals, you against Flash, him? Not
He's
that he doesn't have fundamentals, but you get what
yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't think so. He's not like very flashy. He's not like talking trash a lot. He's nice guy. I met him in person. We did face off. He's and his father. Nice people.
yeah. Yeah, but looking back at his last fight with Chukajan, the rematch, he got frustrated in the late rounds of that fight. Did you think I could take advantage of that in my own way?
Yeah, I think, but I'm not looking at that fight, because like I told everybody, you can have a day off or bad night or bad camp, or for in his case scenario, maybe it's like fighting the same guy second time. It's like all these things matters, but of course you have to train hard and you have to be, it's like you always have to win, especially everybody in US. I know they have big expectations from him, so that's normal. He's under pressure, so yeah.
What do you think of his defense?
It's okay, not the best, not the worst. So he has a good movement, but sometimes, yeah, he comes to bang and fight. But that's what people want, excitement also. So he comes and he gets sometimes hit, and they say, "Oh, it's not the best defense." Yeah, he might not have like Floyd Mayweather defense, but he has a defense.
You said sometimes he likes to bang. In
Yeah.
this fight with your style, does that work to your advantage? Do you think he'll try to box more than bang with you?
Honestly, I'm prepared for all scenarios. It's like I will not change my style. I'll do the same, But yeah, this fight will be, we'll see I don't know, the speed, because looking from outside, the speed is sometimes looks very fast. Then you go in, and the timing is different. You can catch easier than you thought. It's like same rule for me, same rule for him. It's like he can see from outside looking on the tape one thing, and then going inside it's different. It's not like, oh, the guy is going forward or the guy is going backwards. It's like, we'll see. I'm very, very, very motivated for this fight, and I want to see.
Well, is your speed maybe underrated because you're an aggressive pressure style? People don't think speed when they see that style. They think pressure and power but is your speed underrated?
Yeah, and speed and counters, people sometimes think I just go forward and take the punches, but so then on other hand, so then I'm lucky. I can take a punch and go forward, and I make you tired, make you work. So we'll see.
Well, about your defense, not you got a good high guard. Not all high guards are the same, and I know you tuck that chin really low, so it's not like a lot is landing on the chin.
Yeah.
Um, but some people, I think, will watch the videos and go, "Well, Ennis might be too creative for just the high guard to be enough on defense." Do you think it is though? Like just the high guard, or do you have to do a few different things for this fighter, or what do you think of that, Amanis?
Yeah, of course, I'm working on it. It's like I'm not perfect. I told him also he's not perfect also. We all have, some mistakes we do, and that's why the training camps is important, to work on stuff. And I'm working on it. It's like boxing is very unpredictable sport. You can go there, you have a plan, and 2 rounds, and you can get knocked out somehow. Like look, Tim Drew. I'm just throwing the
Yeah,
example.
yeah.
It was like I was thinking before 50-50 fight because I know the other guy. He's tough, and everybody was thinking Tim will win. Like basically easily.
I did.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's like, yeah, with Spence and Crawford, I was thinking also it's like Spence going to win, but what happened, it's so that's why what I like about the sport, it's unknown. That's what I like.
You said in an interview a couple years ago that you love the Gotti Ward fights
Yeah,
and that you want to be in a fight like that.
yeah,
A lot of fighters don't. They don't want to go
yeah.
through that kind of. Is that the kind of fight you have to make it to beat Ennis? And is that the kind of punishment you're gonna have to endure to beat this guy?
Of course, I won this fight. I know it's not smart to have this kind of fights. I got one with Butaev, because he was tough. I was tough, you know. It was like, let's say, not the best fight because we were like close each other, but we were like, if on that night we fought other guys, the guys we would broke the other guys, you know. But at that night we haven't broke each other, you know. It was hard fight. So yeah, I like that kind of fights because I like to be in the fire. Let's put it that way.
Hey man, they fought in Atlantic City twice. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. So that's cool.
it's only right.
It's only right. Yes, agreed.
So, but last one, I'm honest, before you get out of here, man. I know a lot of guys that do their talking with their fists like you. They don't like to talk about this is why I'm gonna win. You know, a lot of fighters like you, they like to say like, we'll see. You know, we'll find out for ourselves in the ring. But why do you, for people interested in this fight, why does Eimantas Stanionis beat Jaron Ennis?
Because I'm doing everything good in my life, like saying with training, you know, discipline, always living about the sport, always seeing the interviews, even your interviews with other fighters, all the media. I'm following everything. I'm the biggest fan of the boxing, you know. I'm watching the old fights, the new fights. So I'm learning all the time and I'm 24/7 boxing, you know. So I'm training, also resting because it's not always training hard, it's also smart, you know, and I never take like days off. I'm not going to parties, I'm not doing crazy stuff, not drinking, nothing, you know, just training, resting, and that's my life. I'm doing my best, so I guess come fight night, I'll be the best version of me, you know, and I can promise I will give all my heart.
Hey, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the fight. I think boxing fans are excited. Thank you for your time, Amontes.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it.